to 5. Remember, in the first election they fought in 2014, they had 4 seats. So they go up to 5 this time. The Congress at 5, they were 8 last time, so they're down 3. And the Akalis are at 1, down 2. Now what could change potentially, Yashwant, is if at the last moment the Akalis and the BJP are able to tie, because behind the scenes is a lot happening. It's not firm, finalized, both sides haven't decided. The Akalis we know are keen, the BJP is 50-50, wishy-washy, but that can change anytime. And if that changes, how does that potentially change these numbers?
Of course, I mean, that would be having some impact for sure, because I guess that between the Akalis and the BJP, even though there has been quite a lot of bad blood in the recent years, as far as the core voting is concerned, they are pretty much supplementary in nature. The core has been anti-Congress vote at large, which the Akalis and the BJPs have been tending together. So this separation might have split it vertically, because BJP ran away with the Hindu votes and Akalis were with their Panthik votes. But if they come together, definitely that will have an impact. But it will not be the same kind of seat sharing, Rajdeep, that is for sure, because wherever BJP is going back with their old allies, the seat sharing equation is no more the same, which was defined by Vajpayee and Advani.
But you know, this is a fascinating state, Raj Chengappa, because the alliances have changed dramatically in the last few years. The BJP and the Akalis were together. AAP versus Congress was the battle of Punjab. They've now come together. They may not have chemistry on the ground. Do you really believe that this AAP-Congress alliance will work in the end and actually see the arithmetic benefits that this poll is suggesting? Or do you believe in the end it'll be very difficult for AAP and Congress to actually fight Punjab together, which may be another twist to these numbers?
It's my favorite state since I was there as editor-in-chief of the Tribune. But I think here, let's take Sanjay's argument of brand Modi and a referendum of that. How much of that is going to play out in Punjab? It never happened when Rajiv Gandhi, it was a very troubled state, of course, at that particular time. So the Congress never benefited at that time because of the way that happened. So if you look at it currently, if the AAP and the Congress get together, they're a decisive force. Have they got together? Have they agreed on anything? That is not to be seen as yet.
No, but can I counter what you're saying to say that it's almost impossible? How will you decide if you're 1 and 2 in that state? On a drawing board, you can say whatever you want. Given the problems in Uttar Pradesh, given the problems in Bihar, it is very difficult. In Delhi, they may still have some kind of an arrangement. In Punjab, they'll ultimately come to the conclusion that it's better for us to fight separately.
No, they may well do that, Rahul. They actually seem to believe that that might even work to their favor. That, you have a multi-corner.
No, so I'm saying then the premise of the poll for Punjab is flawed, because it hypothetically assumes that they're fighting together.
Yeah, sure. But the one thing about Punjab, to take from what Raj Chengappa said, and that's the fascinating part of Punjab, Sanjay Kumar, it's the one state in North India where the Modi wave has not worked, both in 2014 and 19. Look at both these elections. The Congress, if there's one state in northern India, held its own in the last 10 years, it's Punjab. You think the politics of Punjab, therefore, is very distinct and different from the rest of the country in a way?
Two factors. Even though the political clout of Shiromani Akali Dal has come down, but look at the states where regional parties are strong. BJP has not found it easy to make inroads. That's one case why in Punjab BJP has not been able to make inroads. Second, BJP has been contesting in Punjab in alliance with Akalis. So Akalis have been a dominant player. That was a difficulty in the Bihar also for the first couple of decades. Also, look at the social composition of Punjab. In Punjab, we have a very large majority of Sikh voters. So if you look at BJP's popularity, Narendra Modi's popularity, there is some difference if you look at among the Hindus and people belonging to different other religions. That is another factor why BJP has not been able to penetrate in Punjab the way they have been able to expand in other parts of
but the
India.
calculation in the BJP and Shehzad can build on this. I'll also show you the projection for Chandigarh, which is expected to go to the BJP. It's an urban pocket, and we saw the mess in the mayoral elections recently, but the poll is predicting that Chandigarh goes to the BJP. The problem is both the Home Minister and the Prime Minister have often say that they're very emotionally invested in the Punjab story. And yet on the ground we see, especially amongst the Sikhs, this pushback. So how does this square? The fact that the Prime Minister himself feels so emotionally close to the Punjabi community, to the Sikh religion, and yet there is a lot of antipathy and a very strong pushback.
Rahul, look, what Sanjayji was saying just now, that since we were the younger brother in the alliance, and that alliance was not purely for political reasons, it was also for ensuring the message of Sabka Saath and Samajik Sohar between the Hindu-Sikh community. And therefore, we sacrificed a lot of our space and a lot of the other things also while we were in that alliance. For the first time now, we are finding our feet in Punjab, not just in urban areas, but also in the rural pockets. And therefore, this vote is a vote of expansion. It is a vote of credibility that will keep increasing over the few period of years. And look at the outreach that Prime Minister Modi has done towards the Sikh community. It is not a political outreach, it is an emotional outreach, whether it is celebrating the Prakash Parbs of the great gurus of the Sikh community, whether it is celebrating Veer Balas Divas, or whether it is reaching out to various sections, whether it is the FCRA clearance on Harminder Sahib, langars that we are making GST free. So I think there is a concerted effort. Not everything is done only for political purpose. Some things are beyond politics. For Rashtra Niti, we have done a lot of things, and I think that is also being reflected because Punjabis are very patriotic people. They are ready to sacrifice their lives for the nation. They have contributed so much to the armed forces, and I think you'll see, because the kind of mismanagement Aam Aadmi Party is doing. Look at the Nasha Mafia, look at the kind of corruption that is taking place. I'm not saying this. Mr. Sidhu is saying about the corruption. And also the alliance between Congress and
here in
AAP,
Punjab, Amitabh Tiwari, is if they fight separately, this calculation, and you're seeing the India numbers projected by C voter to zoom up in terms of vote share very substantially, all that is based on the assumption that they fight together. If they don't fight together, and if this is the base where Akalis are at 27% vote share, up 20 from the last time, Congress is at 38% vote share, down 2 from the last time, up at 27, up 20, Congress at 38, down 2, Akalis at 14, down 14. How could Punjab read in the absence of this alliance?
See, Punjab is the hotbed of anti-center politics. So even if AAP and Congress do not form an alliance, and unless the Akali Dal forms an alliance with the BJP, these numbers could still hold. So unless the Akali Dal ties up with the BJP, I don't see a substantial difference in the numbers, because the politics itself there is anti-center. Hindu being the majority in the rest of the country, but being a minority there complicates the political dynamics there.
And you know, it's interesting to look at this, because if we turn to the next state, because I think these two states reflect just how India's map is so complex. Just turn to Delhi, not too far away from Punjab, where again the Congress and the AAP are trying to tie up. Just look at how the numbers stack up in Delhi. 7 seats on offer, but the national capital is often a barometer of what tends to happen across North India. Take a look at vote share. As per this, in Delhi, even with the Congress-AAP alliance, you have 57% vote share going to the BJP and 40% to the India alliance of the Congress and AAP together, others 3. How does this then translate into seats? 7 seats in Punjab, in Delhi, all 7 went last time, remember, to the BJP. All 7 will go back to the BJP as per this poll. So that takes off from what Amitabh Tiwari just said. Punjab is almost sui generis, Rahul Verma. There, if the Congress and AAP tie up, they do very well. They tie up in Delhi, where the AAP is in power again, and yet it's a clean sweep for the BJP. Does this reflect urban mindsets and Delhi mindsets versus the anti-center mindset, as Amitabh put it about Punjab?
Yes, a little bit, Rajdeep. That Punjab, the demographic composition is different. It has always had an uneasy relationship with the center, even when Congress party was in power in 1970s and 80s. But you have to also understand that this alliance in both Delhi and Punjab is not easy. Because in Punjab, Aam Aadmi Party feels that they can gain these seats even without the Congress. So you've seen Chief Minister of Punjab making statements that we don't need to have an alliance. And in Delhi, even if they come together, they will not be able to make any dent.
No, but why not? Why, you know,
the reason is that Congress
explain why the Aam Aadmi Party in 2 consecutive elections has swept Delhi, but the BJP has swept Delhi in Lok Sabha.
So BJP continues to hold 40% vote share in Delhi, no matter which election is happening. Congress gets 25% when Lok Sabha happens, but when Vidhan Sabha happens or MCD happens, Congress comes down below 10%. So that entire Congress vote, which is in Lok Sabha with them, actually shifts with the BJP. So AAP continues to be around 45 to 50% in assembly elections. But in Vidhan Sabha, BJP gains.
No, my view is it's the Modi factor. You know, what seems to be is that the Lok Sabha elections, you look at Narendra Modi. When you're fighting a state election, you look at Arvind Kejriwal. That's happened 2 elections in a row. And it seems, as per your numbers, it's going to happen again.
It's a split vote, Rajdeep, and it's happening across India, across all the states, honestly speaking. Each and every state, if you look into the vote share of the last assembly and the last Lok Sabha in together, you will see somewhere between 10 to 25% of jump in favor of the BJP whenever the Lok Sabha elections are there. However, in case of Punjab, I must mention this because it's an important and critical point to add. In the last 10 years, in our daily tracker, there are only 3 states where Rahul Gandhi as an individual leader has scored over in popularity over Narendra Modi. 3 states all across India. One is Punjab, one is Tamil Nadu, and one is Kerala. And they have been like that. But one critical thing is, 10 years back, the gap between Rahul Gandhi and Narendra Modi was so huge in all these 3 states that it was a one-way traffic of sort. But over the 10 years, this gap is reducing and reducing and reducing, and it used to be in double digits. Right now, it is in single digits.
But you know, the split vote, I think, Rahul, is going to become more and more important. Voters seeing Lok Sabha very different to Vidhan Sabha. And Salman shows that's your big problem in a way. In Delhi itself, in the heart of the national capital, even if you tie up with AAP, it's the BJP that sweeps the election. That suggests to me that that voter is giving a huge bump to the BJP the moment it's a Lok Sabha election and Mr. Modi is on the ticket.
No, I look at it a little differently. What I'm seeing is, if this data is correct, and I have no way of knowing whether this is or this is not, we'll find out during the elections. But the Congress vote share is coming up in Delhi because people see, many people remember the governance that Congress has delivered to this country. And that is why I think you see the vote share coming up when it comes to national level politics. Why that doesn't happen at when your state level elections?
I don't know what you're saying, Salman Bhai. From 23, it's gone up to 25. That's up 2 up. From 18 is down to 15. That's down 3. BJP was at 57. It's at 57. So you're clutching at straws, really.
Rahul, I was talking about the comparison with assembly elections. Somebody said that, during assembly elections, the vote share goes down, and during parliamentary elections, it has come up. So clearly, people do remember that the UP at times are very good, and why should they not? I mean, the per capita income of this country...
No, 1 minute, sir. You're still 32% behind the BJP. Rashid Kidwai, this is the problem the Congress is facing. When it comes to a Lok Sabha election, Mr. Modi is on the ticket. It appears that the Congress is not preferred to the BJP. We've seen that. Direct BJP-Congress fights, the Congress loses out. Now, even in an alliance with AAP, they may lose out in Delhi.
Yeah, but Rajdeep, Delhi's story is very simple. It is due to Muslim vote that swings. In assembly election, Muslim vote tends to favor Arvind Kejriwal's party, and in Lok Sabha election, it favors the Congress. So that is why there is a kind of mismatch. And when we talk about vote share, we must look at each and every constituency profile, and that's where it matters. So even if some parties maybe 40% plus, another party is 57%, in 7 Lok Sabha seats, the results may be slightly different. So vote share.
So you make an important point. In a seat like, say, Chandni Chowk or in East Delhi,
absolutely,
where the minorities are in big numbers, Rashid Kidwai's argument is, and that's where we can go across to Sanjay Kumar, that as far as the state is concerned, it may still be 57 versus 25 and 13, but in that concentrated pocket, it may help this alliance, if it comes together, put a tighter fight in 2 seats, at least East Delhi and Chandni Chowk.
This is a possibility, Rahul. I don't rule out this possibility. But if we are looking at on one side 57 and on the other side it is, say, in the 40s, 42, 45, 46, this is huge gap, makes it impossible that there are chances of close contest or a reversal in a couple of constituencies.
The real story is the BJP, which gets about 38 to 40% in Vidhan Sabha, goes up to 57 in Lok Sabha.
Abhi to Vidhan Sabha ki baat hi nahi kar rahe.
No, that's the story. No, but that's the story. Modi,
that's the story for Vidhan Sabha election, not for a Lok Sabha election.
Sir, the point is the Modi factor, Rahul, is giving the BJP an 18 to 20% jump. That's the story. From 37, 38%, where it loses to the Aam Aadmi Party, which gets over 50%. So the Aam Aadmi Party is clearly seen as a Delhi regional party. And the BJP in a Lok Sabha election takes it. Whatever the minority vote may get consolidated, but the majority vote in Delhi is going firmly towards the BJP for the Lok Sabha. 6 months later, have a Vidhan Sabha election, and the situation at least twice before has been very different.
True. This time around, we don't know.
So I think that's
Rahul
the significance.
wanted to make a quick point. Yes.
Two things. One, the minority factor will come into play only assembly elections, where the assembly constituencies are smaller and then you have enough number which can swing vote. Even in Chandni Chowk, you don't have 50% Muslim population which can suddenly turn the seat.
And besides, after delimitation in 2008, the entire composition of these seats have changed. Actually, in Delhi, there is not even a single Lok Sabha seat now which can say that, okay, minority votes are the decisive vote here. Yeah. Earlier, the Chandni Chowk, before till 2009 elections probably, that was the probability, but after 2008 delimitation,
no, but in Delhi, if AAP and Congress are on the same ticket, it does make things more exciting.
It does, certainly, absolutely. It makes sense.
Still be 7,
but having said that, you know, it's also the fact, you know, Rajdeep, Sheila Dikshit ji was very clear, very clear that if Congress has to revive, they have to make sure they do not go with Aam Aadmi Party. Without you know, that's how.
Is also clear.
So she has been very clear. So
I really think, Rahul, the story which we must stress is this Modi factor. Because this kind of split verdict.
But you're sounding surprised about it.
No, because it's nowhere else in the world. You see, go across the world. A Republican state will vote for the Republicans, both for the Senate usually and for the presidential election. In India, you're seeing it now in 2 consecutive elections. For Delhi, we want Arvind Kejriwal, but upar hamare liye Narendra Modi. And you're going to see it across the country.
Because America doesn't have a Modi, that's why.
I don't think it's as simplified as that. I think the Indian voter has very consciously decided who I want for chief minister and who I want for prime minister. And I think it is fascinating because I don't think, as I said, I don't know any other country in the world where it happens.
No, we make too much out of this, and this is my personal opinion. There is only 15 to 20% of vote which swings here and there.
But that's a lot.
No, but in only couple of states, except Odisha, except Delhi, do you see a split verdict of this kind?
Yes, Karnataka. You see Karnataka in election after election, you vote for one party in the Vidhan Sabha, you vote for another party in Lok Sabha. I'm willing to have a small wager that there'll be another half a dozen states where this will happen.
Can you bet like now, after Congress winning Karnataka in 2023, Congress is going to do same way as it done in 2019?
But I met a Maharashtra leader yesterday. He said, we have put all our eggs, a Maharashtra Congress leader, we have put all our eggs in Vidhan Sabha. I said, what about Lok Sabha? He said, Lok Sabha madhe Modi aahe. Please understand. That's how they are seeing it. You're the reality on the ground.
2019.
Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Chhattisgarh.
Let's come to Madhya Pradesh and Rajasthan because this is a fascinating political adda, and if we go on, we can be here all evening. So I want to come now to Madhya Pradesh and take you through the numbers. We need to just step on the pedal a bit so we can go, otherwise we'll be here all evening. So in Madhya Pradesh, the BJP had 28 seats. Apart from Chhindwara, they won 28 out of 29 seats. This time, they're expected to come down to 27. The India Alliance had 1, expected to go up to 2. This is as far as votes are concerned. 58% last time for the BJP, same this time. And the Congress's vote share, 35 last time, expected to be 38 this time. So basically, you're predicting that one other seat could possibly go away from the BJP and one extra seat could get added to the Congress. I want to quickly go across to Rajasthan as well. From Madhya Pradesh, we'll take vote share first. The NDA had 61% vote share, the BJP had 61% vote share, this time 59. The Congress had 34, this time 35. Let's quickly see how that converts into seats. No surprises here. If that's how big your lead is, 59 plays 35 in a bipolar election, it's a clean sweep. So they're holding on, Yashwant Deshmukh, 2 areas where they shouldn't lose. You know, all these complicated, really detailed, finesse, nuance graphics that we have on the election intelligence dashboard, they're not going to be of any use. If this is how one-way the traffic is, then what's the point of all the finessing?
Well, you know, I was just trying to give what Rajdeep was saying. I will just give a term to it. I call it Modi dividend. There is a clear cut, on an average, 15 points Modi dividend as far as the Lok Sabha election is concerned. And the split vote, ironically, you know, I coined that term in 2004 while explaining why Vajpayee's popularity did not translate into votes for the NDA in 2004, because there was a lack of a split vote. And since then, we have seen slowly and steady, the number has been increasing. While Rahul is correct that, in many of the states, it is not very clear-cut in that way, because in many states where BJP has been absent, their split vote also to take them across a threshold of 30% wouldn't come. Like, say, for example, Kerala. Kerala Vidhan Sabha election, BJP goes into single digits. In Lok Sabha election, they almost touch 20%.
But can I just make a point, and Raj, I want you to come in on this. When BJP swept states like Rajasthan and Madhya Pradesh in 2019, we called it the Balakot bump. That post Balakot, Mr. Modi had taken over the entire space. Now, even without Balakot, the fact is in both these states, the BJP is holding its own, sweeping Rajasthan as per this poll. 27 out of 29 in Madhya Pradesh. In Rajasthan, there was a close contest just a month ago. And yet now, Lok Sabha, it appears it's the BJP all the way. What explains it? So we can even throw Balakot probably out of the equation. Just say there is the Moditwa factor.
If you look at it, and if you ask somebody, even in Delhi or in Madhya Pradesh, who would you really want in the center? I mean, that's the question. And that answer is a very logical answer that voters would give. I would gather in Madhya Pradesh as well, who is the Congress projecting for them to vote for?
Even as Prime Minister?
As Prime Minister. Whereas you have Modi, and he has performed well. The state has rewarded him well. And I think here, if you look at it, just to make a larger point, there has to be a saffron wash, what I call a saffron wash, in about 6-7 states for the BJP to get to its 303 or 370. Madhya Pradesh is one of those states. It lost one seat last time. And there's a whole cluster of states where their vote percentage is 50% or more. I think, let's take the seats, 223 seats or so, where their margin is so big, over 5 lakhs or something, that they will win. Madhya Pradesh is one of those states that's there. So there are 2 points I'd like to make. One is what you were saying earlier, that the Modi factor will work very, very strongly to dispel any state kind of resistance that is building or any Congress support that could move towards Rahul or anything that's there. And 2, these are the kind of states where when we have 50%, opposition has no chance.
Sure, but Amitabh Tiwari, this comes back to the point which many people have been making, that the real battle for the opposition was to try and take on the BJP, where there's a direct BJP-Congress fight. 186 seats last time where there was a fight, the Congress won just 12. If these numbers are to be replicated, it once again shows where the Congress is the main opposition, i.e. Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, the BJP is the front runner, and you're seeing the Prime Minister in all his recent speeches not focusing on regional parties, targeting the Congress, the Kamzor Kadi, as the BJP sees it.
Yes, so one of the main reasons why BJP is against sweeping both these states is because it is facing Congress as the opposition, number one. Number two, the India alliance partners do not have a single vote in these 2 states. So there is no advantage to Congress of any India bloc formation because it does not get the reciprocity. And number 3 is that, as you said, the Modi factor, let's say. So 33% people, or around 37% people voted on the name of the PM face. So if you don't have a PM face, you are excluding 37% of the voters from target
When
segment.
these numbers leave the Congress party, they've lost Madhya Pradesh, they've lost Rajasthan Assembly election, they've lost Chhattisgarh. Now you've got a possible sweep as per this Mood of the Nation poll. Will it only further demoralize the Congress in the heartland?
Rajdeep, actually that's the real trouble with the Congress party, because Congress is strategist, and that includes Mr. Yogendra Yadav, a new addition in Team Rahul Gandhi. And I heard, once he told you also in an interview, he seems to think that the, Congress will get 7, 8, 9 seats in Rajasthan, 5, 6 seats in Madhya Pradesh and in Chhattisgarh. So there is, he's converting that vote percentage, that 40% plus vote percentage
of the
Vidhan Sabha into Lok Sabha. And that is where I think there is a tactical error, but Rahul Gandhi is buying that. And India Alliance is buying that.
Salman shows this is the real problem in a way for the Congress party to revive itself. These are the states where you needed to focus upon in the last 6 months. You've lost assembly, and now you could be wiped out in Lok Sabha.
Rajdeep, you are thinking that the only people who are fighting this election are basically Khargeji and Rahul Gandhi. We have leaders in our states. They're fighting elections. They're getting ready. So what will become evident later on is, in your own poll, we're seeing, say, for example, a bump of 3 percentage points for India Alliance, which is Congress in Madhya Pradesh, for example. What that tells me is that there is a solid base for the Congress party to build on. And from now until the elections, anything is possible. So, yes, the perception that is being built is that the Modi ji has won, everything is done. And by the way, yes, exactly, the PDA. Let me get to the PDA that my friend Shehzad talked about. The PDA is, what is it? It is propaganda. There is nobody who does propaganda more than Narendra Modi and the BJP. What does D stand for? D is destruction of relationships between brothers, Hindus, Muslims in this country. And what is A? A stands for arrogance of party, of money, of control of media. By the way, in the Hindi belt that we are talking about, how many newspapers carry any news from the Congress party? You know it and I know it. Hindi newspapers do not carry news of the Congress party. Meanwhile, not just regular news of the Prime Minister. Anytime the Prime Minister says something, he's plastered on television all the time. No wonder people think there is nobody but Narendra Modi, because that is what the media has been projecting. And by the way,
I will slightly beg to differ. I read the Dainik Bhaskar every morning, and the Dainik Bhaskar is one of the fine papers of the country that does give a lot of news, including news critical of the state governments in those states. So I don't think that's the reason.
So I have a few minutes left.
Okay, it's the biggest newspaper across these states, but go ahead.
We have a few minutes left, and I want to finish with the other states in North India. So I want to come to Jammu and Kashmir. In Jammu and Kashmir, the NDA is projected to have about 49% of the vote share. That's up 3 from the last time. Remember that a lot of this vote share for the BJP actually comes from the Jammu region, right? The India Alliance, which is Congress plus NC plus potentially PDP as well, at 36. That's down 3 from the last time. Others at 15. Converted into seats, Yashwant and his team are projecting that the NDA will be at 2, which is where they were last time. The India Alliance, which is all these 3 parties together, will be at 3. So basically the Valley seats going to the India Alliance, the Jammu seats, regardless of what happens in the Jammu region, going to the BJP. From there, let's come to Ladakh, where we saw a big protest recently, but despite that, Yashwant and his team are projecting that Ladakh will be with the NDA. From there, let's now come to Haryana. 10 seats in Haryana. The India Alliance, the NDA, which is BJP and JJP in Haryana, now expected to come down from 10 to 8, a loss of 2. The Congress, which lost even Rohtak last time, expected to go up from 0 to 2, up 2. Now, what makes you think that that is going to happen, given the fact that there is a 12% vote share gap, 50 plays 38 in Haryana?
Haryana don't count the vote share gaps as such, because you remember that Haryana assembly election, out of the fact that BJP was having almost 10% gap lead over the BJP, I kind of predicted that BJP will sweep, but it became a hung. Where on earth did you find that a party with a lead of 10% votes and still ended up in a hung assembly in Haryana? So there are 2 different kinds of Haryanas. Let's be very upfront about it. You know, there are 2 different Haryanas. And it's not regional. It's about the demographics of different seats. And the seats where it would be a Jat-dominated seats, they will be problematic for the BJP. The non-Jat seats would be easier for the BJP to win.
Let's come to Himachal. Himachal is the one state we haven't dealt with in the north yet. Himachal, 69% vote share for the BJP last time. This time expected to be 60%, down 9. The Congress at 27, expected to go up to 29. Remember, in Himachal, of the 4 seats, they are predicting that the BJP will pick all 4, the India Alliance none. The government in Himachal Pradesh at this time is the Congress government of Sukhwinder Singh Sukhru. Despite that, the Congress makes no gains in the Lok Sabha election in Haryana. Then the last state is Uttarakhand, where they're predicting just a small dip in the NDA's fortunes when it comes to vote share, from 61 to 59, down 2. India Alliance at 32, up 1. But when it comes to seats, all 5 seats predicted to go to the BJP.
You know, therefore, when you look at the big picture, from the first region that we've looked at, and this is, if you're a T20 match and it's power play and you've just finished 6 overs of the 20, think of North India like this. The projected seat share across North India. First, the vote share across North India. NDA 52%, India Alliance 38%, others 10%. That's a 14% double-digit gap, and that includes, remember, Punjab, where the BJP is relatively smaller in terms of its vote share. How does this translate into seats, Rahul? And I think this is the story, and this has been the story not just now, but also 2014 and 2019. 154 of the 180 seats, as per the mood of the nation, done by C-Voter, go to the NDA, 25 to India Alliance. And remember, of these 25, majority again coming in from Punjab. Effectively, Rahul, that means it's almost game, set, if not match, just when you look at the North Indian numbers. I mean, it is almost impossible then for any side to match up when you lose so big in such a large part of the country. And it's been the northwest monsoon that has really won the BJP 2014 and 19.
We haven't come to the west yet. You've seen the northern torrential downpour in favor of the BJP. We'll show you what's happening in the east and what's cooking around the Bay of Bengal in the east, and what's happening in the west along the Arabian Sea. So all that coming up in the second hour of programming. We've dealt with the north, where if this was, Rajdeep said, a T20 match, you know, this is just one-way traffic in this T20 match. You've got one team which is blazing away.
6 overs, 100 runs. Huh? 6 overs, 100 runs. 14 runs and over, or 15 runs and over. Which, you know, really makes it almost impossible to come back.
And the thought that's coming to my mind, you know, there you see my election intelligence dashboard working. So many great ideas, so many different data sets which we are cutting and dissecting and diving. I'm wondering what's the point. If it's all pointing in the same direction, then there's going to be a lot of effort which won't really yield too much results. But anyway, unlike the opposition, we need to fight on. We need to bring all those data sets together for you.
Welcome back to the mood of the nation. India Today's biannual survey with C-Voter, which is telling you just ahead of the general elections what will happen in state by state to give you the big picture. Who's winning the battle for 2024?
We spent the first hour dealing with the North Indian states. We'll now switch to the south. And remember, Rajdeep, there's been this big north versus south effort that the opposition is making to try and build a narrative around how North Indian states are different from South Indian states. Do South Indian states truly feel and vote differently? We'll find out in this hour.
Remember, we've given you the North India numbers in the first hour. 154 of the 180 seats going to the BJP-led NDA. India Alliance just 25, others 1. So there's a north typhoon. What's happening in the south? Is there a hurricane the other way around? Let's start.
India mein cyclone aata hai, sir.
Cyclone, okay. The southern cyclone. Sorry, the southern cyclone and there are cyclones that take place in south of the country. We're starting with Karnataka, a state which, remember, went to the polls 7 months ago in Vidhan Sabha. And interestingly, this is what it's showing. In terms of vote share, the NDA is way ahead of the India Alliance. Remember, there's a Congress government in Karnataka. 53% at the moment to the NDA, 42% to the India Alliance, others 5. This is identical in vote share compared to 2019. How is this translating into seats? Remember, 28 seats in Karnataka, 25 were won by the BJP last time. And we are saying the BJP is down just 1. 24 from, remember, 27 now includes the JDS, which has joined hands with the BJP there. So the BJP, JDS 24, that's down 3, but they're still holding its own. India Alliance just 4 in a state where the Congress is in power, and India Alliance means effectively Congress here, others 0. So you've got the first southern state giving bad news to the Congress party. And Rajchenggappa, it's your home state, so why don't you kick off? It suggests very different verdict to what we saw 7 months ago when the Congress won pretty decisively.
But let's say, Rajdeep, it's not surprising in Karnataka.
It's
if
history.
You recall, it started from Karnataka when Rajiv Gandhi swept Karnataka, winning about 26 or 28 seats in 1984. Within 3 months, Ramakrishna Hegde was elected as chief minister. We're going to see the reverse polarization happening in this case, where for Karnataka they felt that the Congress was good, it was needed because the BJP government was not effective, and therefore the voters likely to tilt towards giving Modi the mandate, because he did campaign extensively there. He did push, if you remember the final phase, a certain percentage up over there. So Karnataka, and the other thing BJP has smartly done is tied up with the JDS. So the Vokliga vote, which would have made a decisive difference in Old Mysore and others, is getting split across these two. And secondly, if you look the way they have mended fences with the Lingayats, bringing Vijayendra, who's the son of Yadurappa, into the picture, the BJP has tried to cover its flanks. But let us see. I mean, Shiv Kumar is a wily contender, and you might see a little more seats going this way towards the Congress,
So, Yashwant, given the fact that Siddaramaiah and Shiv Kumar were in Delhi, and now you've got DMK ministers, you've got Pinarayi Vijayan trying to hit out at the center for not giving enough finances to the south, could that potentially become an issue? Because I was seeing in the south, there was a lot of traction, at least on social media, around this issue. As of now, it's just in its infancy. Could it build into a bigger headache for the BJP in the weeks to come?
Possible, because you see, without the JDS, BJP was in deep trouble. And they were pragmatic enough to take that much of arithmetic along. 6 months back, the same MOTM was showing BJP was in disarray because 10% approximately JDS votes of Vokaligas going along that. Now,
that's largely in Old Mysore.
Largely in Old Mysore. But the thing is that it's not just like, it might be decisive in Old Mysore, but there are pockets in across Karnataka, particularly in North Karnataka, where even 5 to 6% of Vokaliga votes shifting the BJP way will do the magic. However, the point which you are making, it's a North versus South divide, and the campaign that we are now watching in social media, that is an uncharted territory. Because I don't think any election whatsoever in the last 75 years, that play has been there. Barring the Tamil Nadu politics, outside that, the North-South divide was never played like that.
So that's important.
It's very important.
And this issue is still just about germinating.
It's just germinating.
Amitabh Tiwari, is there seamless transfer of votes from the Janata Dal secular to the BJP, or do you think it might seem like that, but on the ground, it's not so easy to transfer?
See, JDS vote is largely anti-Congress vote. See, the regional parties have been born out of anti-Congressism. And if you see the gap between India bloc and the NDA bloc, it's 11%, and out of which 9% is largely JDS. So JDS has pockets of influence in not only the old Mysuru, but even the Bangalore region. There, the implementation of schemes has been very good. And Congress is trying to project the Karnataka model as their model. But historically, BJP has been strong in Karnataka. From 1919 to 2019, they have won all the elections barring 1999. And surprisingly, BJP today, even in 2019, is the single largest party in South of India. Because South of India, there are regional parties who dominate and not the Congress party.
Sure, and that's also primarily because they won 25 seats in Karnataka last time. So Rahul Verma, let's come back to our debate that we had when we discussed Delhi. That the same voter who 7 months ago voted for Congress, possibly Siddaramaiah as CM, apparently 7 months later wants Modi as PM. As Raj Chengappa said, it's not unusual, but it seems to me the one state where it's pronounced in the south is in Karnataka.
See, Modi is one of the biggest vote aggregator of our time. There's no doubt about it. And he pulls BJP's vote. He's more popular than the party itself. If BJP gets around 37% vote, Modi's popularity rating would be around 45-50%. So that means PM pulls the party. What I was trying to differ with, that the segment which changes vote into election is smaller than the claim that we try to make.
Right.
And think of it, like Yashwant pointed this out. 6 months back, after the, so Karnataka elections happened in March and the last MOTN had happened around August. BJP was not doing that well. See, what BJP is doing in every state where they were having trouble is making efforts, right? In Karnataka, they tried to get JDS. They made a pact with Lingayat. On the other hand, and again, in Karnataka, what Amitabh had said in the beginning, the challenger is Congress. Congress seems not to be doing enough efforts in places where it's strong and credible.
No, but also imagine Sanjay Kumar, despite being the mighty force that they are at the moment, the BJP is willing to tactically cede ground everywhere.
Yeah.
Even in Western Uttar Pradesh, to a party like the RLD, to the JDS, where they think that they can make inroads in Old Mysore.
And also, Rahul, they called the JDS, they called Kumaraswamy corrupt and a dynast I mean, it was very clear. We will never touch the JDS. You'll recall
No, they called
Amit Shah saying
Mukul
that.
Sangma all kinds of things till the day the numbers came out. Then they changed their mind.
So the level of flexibility is very great. You know, Sanjay Kumar, because this was one of the states where there was a potential double-digit loss for the BJP.
So also look at the irony. The party that is supposed to have the ideology shows political dexterity. The party with no ideology, so to speak, in terms of certain core philosophical issues, is very rigid when it comes to tactical alliances. Sanjay Kumar.
I think the problem with the Congress is that it is slow in taking initiative. I would say even lazy in taking initiative. And if you look at the BJP on the other hand, even if they realize that they are going very strong in 2024, but they don't want to leave any chance. And my own sense is that if you talk to any BJP leader, they are pretty sure that they are winning 2024. But why they are entering into all these alliances despite ideological differences, despite having, given strong statement against the leader of those parties, is that they want to big win. They don't only want to big 2024.
Let's take that just a minute. I'll come to you, Rashid, a moment. Mohan Kumaramangalam, national spokesperson of the Congress, Ajay Alok of the BJP. To both of you, first to you, Mohan Kumaramangalam. There's so much of talk of the Karnataka model that the Congress is saying the guarantees that we have given will win us an election. The numbers at the moment are showing, at least in a Lok Sabha, that's not working. I spoke to Mr. Siddaramaiah only yesterday. He seemed very confident. He also is playing this sort of discrimination against Karnataka card. But at the end of the day, our numbers are showing the BJP virtually repeating its performance of 2019, which would be hugely significant.
If your numbers do bear out, Rajdeep, it would be hugely significant, no doubt. But I think your survey was conducted between December, May to January end, if I'm not wrong, which is at the height of the Ram Mandir propaganda craze that happened. And everything online, everything on TV, everything you turned on any channel was about the Ram Mandir. So I think definitely that sort of hysteria would have been captured somewhere in your survey. I don't think that they would find it easy to maintain that kind of momentum going forward. The other thing is the arithmetic of JDS plus BJP might look right, but I don't think the chemistry works at all. Just for example, Kumarasamy was in a rally with the BJP and was wearing a saffron shawl, I think, and the senior patriarch Devagowda came out and said that it would have been better had he been wearing JDS colors. So even something as small as that could be a flashpoint for misunderstanding between the two. The third thing is, you have this national narrative of the BJP that is against nepotism, dynastic rule, etc. So I'm wondering how they're going to reconcile that with pushing Vijayendra to the front as sort of the face of their party in Karnataka. You just can't reconcile the two in a national election. And like I said, alliances, whether that be with the JDS or with someone else, they don't really. Vote transference is going to be one of the major issues to watch out for in there.
Ajay Alok, on Karnataka, the transferability of votes from the Janata Dal secular to the BJP and vice versa, the Congress would hope that might not be easy. We saw in the last elections, but also the JDS's vote is typically an anti-Congress vote. It didn't happen when the Congress and the JDS were together. That's the concern. Will there be transferability of votes, or do you think, especially in Old Mysore, the BJP is now seeping the idea that it's okay to vote for the Kamal, and that helps the BJP in a 15-20 year horizon as well, build in the one region where they are weak in Karnataka?
See, one thing they are conveniently forgetting, that Congress snatched almost 6 to 7% of JDS votes in the last Vidhan Sabha election, but they were not able to snatch our votes. Our votes percentage was quite the same, 36.2, what we got and what we got in the last assembly election. And JDS vote bank significantly reduced from 19-20% to 13%, and this was majority vote completely. It was minority vote which shifted to the Congress. Now there is a feeling of angst and there's a feeling of appeasement everywhere in Karnataka, and how the Karnataka government is performing since they have formed the government. So there is a natural chemistry and a bonhomie between JDS and the BJP, and BJP and JDS combined together, we are crossing 50% mark very easily.
Sir, with due regard,
and with the dynamism and with the momentum of the election going on.
Sir, with due regard, when you say natural chemistry, 7 months ago you were name-calling each other. I mean, you were calling him a dynast, you were saying their family is corrupt, the Gowda family is corrupt. This was, all your top leaders were going to Karnataka and saying this. So, is it that you've decided चुनाव के लिए कुछ भी. Forget the past. We have to win 2024.
See, चुनाव के लिए कुछ भी नहीं. We are a political party and we have to look at the situation at the ground. And of course, when we were not with JDS, why we shouldn't highlight their problem and what their corruption issue was. The Congress will also do the same. Now, since they are with us, we have to look at the ground reality of what kind of appeasement politics is being followed in Karnataka. And that
are they now not corrupt? My direct question to you is: JDS not corrupt now? Is JDS now no longer dynastical?
Well, it is dynastical. As far as corruption the matter goes, it's all in the court. If they are convicted, they are corrupt. And JDS is dynastical, there is no doubt about it. We are having a strategic alliance with them. They are not merging into BJP.
Yes, yes. Rashid Kidwai, you wanted to make a point.
I think, Rajdeep, if Yashwant Deshmukh's figure come true in Karnataka, this would really reflect mood of the nation. Here is a government which is a proven track record, performing well. The Congress party is there on the ground. It's not a lazy party, at least in Karnataka. And in spite of that, if they lose badly, that will tell you a mood of the nation, a pro-Modi wave. Second thing is, it will also create a huge political upheaval. You remember, there was a lot of rivalry going on between Siddaramaiah, Chief Minister, and DK Shivakumar. And this will, become a big issue.
So are you saying the possibility of that government either falling as it did after 2019, or are you saying there could be a change in Chief Minister if these numbers hold?
All kind of possibilities are there. If this happens, then I don't see future for Siddaramaiah government there.
Okay. From Karnataka, let's come to Telangana. I'm just trying to keep it moving so we're able to give enough time, because otherwise we have very irate viewers in a particular state that this is how important our state is and you didn't give us enough time. So let's just try and keep it moving. Let's come to Telangana. We look at the vote share numbers for Telangana first and then the seat share numbers. So in Telangana, the BJP thinks they will be able to gain ground. They had 4 seats the last time. So when we look at the seat share for the BJP in Telangana, our poll is predicting 21%, just marginally up, 1% up from the last time. The big jump here is for the Congress, which was at 30% last time, this time at 41%. Whereas the BRS and the other parties, which includes OVC, coming down to 38 from 50% the last time. So the big change really is the bump in the fortunes of the Congress and the decline in the fortunes of the BRS. How does this translate into seats? The only sliver of hope that we're seeing of all the numbers that we've put out so far in the Mood of the Nation opinion poll are actually coming from the 17 seats of Telangana, where the Congress's tally is expected to go up from 3 potentially to 10. That's up 7 from the last time. The BJP was at 4, could come down to 3. That's down 1. The BRS was at 9, could come down to 3. That's down 6. The AIMM stays where it was the last time. So OVC wins his seat. 3 to 10. Now, from what I know, Amit Shah and the BJP big guns will be figuring out some way कि इनको ये 10 नहीं देनी है, इनको कुछ नहीं देना है भाई.
Rahul, the fact is honeymoons do exist. I know that we are in a world where even live-in relationships are now looked at with a question mark, but a honeymoon is still fine.
In the poll, the honeymoon is on. Whether it will be on in May or not, we don't know.
This is the one state where at the moment, Yashwant's poll seems to suggest that the honeymoon is on. They just won an election, 2 months ago? And therefore, there isn't even enough time for any anti-incumbency as of now to build. That's the sense I get, Yashwant. Am I right? Because in the contrast with Karnataka here seems clear, where the Congress is still very much the new party that has just toppled a 10-year-old government.
I think Congress is reaping benefit of the popularity of Revanth Reddy. I think what is happening here is that in absence of any national leadership popularity or popular national leadership, Congress has to now look around for the popularity of their local leaders, and this is one state where definitely the popularity of Revanth Reddy is.
So why is it working in Telangana but not Karnataka?
It's not working simply because we have got 2 popular contenders, and Rashid Bhai might be able to tell this, but I am dead sure that the Deputy Chief Minister of Karnataka would not like Congress to win in Karnataka in Lok Sabha election, because if Congress loses Karnataka in Lok Sabha election, that paves the way for him to become the Chief Minister.
I think this is a bit unfair because Mr. D.K. Shivkumar, and Rajdeep would correct me if I'm wrong, played a very big role even in Telangana, the amount of efforts he made there. So so far he's a disciplined soldier of the Congress.
But let's be very clear. It appears one regional party is the one completely getting squeezed out here. Chandrasekhar Rao has virtually gone dormant since that defeat. That vote, the Congress seems to have captured to a large extent if these numbers hold. And the BJP has its pockets in Telangana but has not been able to truly spread across the state. Would that be a fair understanding, Amitabh, of these numbers?
Yeah, I see. In a largely bipolar national election, the regional parties tend to get squeezed out, and Telangana is one of the states. But it reveals a very fascinating insight: is that Congress, wherever is it gaining, it is gaining at the expense of regional parties, and that is the basic problem in that India alliance. It is gaining at the expense of BRS and not BJP. So how can it lead an alliance of regional parties where the regional parties have been formed out of anti-Congressism? TMC has come out of Congress. YSRCP has come out of Congress. SP has largely done anti-Congress politics.
But it also shows there is no substitute for hard work on the ground, Rahul Verma. The fact is the Congress in Telangana genuinely made an effort in the last 1 year or 18
last
months.
6 months.
Yeah, I mean 6
after
months.
the Karnataka
but to
election.
be fair, after Karnataka they got momentum, Rahul. But there was a sense that the Congress in Telangana was slowly, at least, they were there on the ground. They were more visible after Karnataka, no doubt about that, Rahul. But I think, would it be right to say that there is a lesson there? You work hard on the ground, you throw up a leader like Revanth Reddy who's able to connect, and maybe, just maybe, who knows where the future is? Telangana has been a Congress state. Indira Gandhi contested from Medak all those years ago. But at least in Karnataka and Telangana, you have a party on the ground.
We all are taught this lesson from childhood, that you have to work hard to get something, right?
Zameen par raho.
So it's not just for politics that you have to work hard. Sometimes, see, Congress also, not just because of the hard work in Telangana, but also some of the mistakes that BJP as well as BRS made in Telangana, which gave that kind of edge to Congress in Telangana. And of course, Revanta is now very, very popular. BRS is not picking up from the defeat it faced last time, and that's the advantage they are getting. And BJP has still not been able to figure out what its Telangana strategy is going to be, unlike in other states. So are they going to make efforts as they did in Karnataka or Maharashtra or Bihar in Telangana or not? So that still remains to be seen.
That's interesting, Raj Chengappa, because, the BJP has also been caught in Telangana between, do we play OBC politics, do we project an OBC leader, do we take strident anti-Muslim politics, will that take us forward? Somehow, for all the gains they made in Telangana 5 years ago, they've remained stagnant. One of the few states where they've not, multiplied overnight.
I think the BJP is still shell-shocked by what happened. And the way the Congress came in and snatched what they thought was their territory, because KCR was on the decline, and the Congress smartly moved in and got the prize. But I just want to make a larger point, which we did in passing reference. And we talked about, and Rajdeep, you talked about, I think this, is this whole thing that Siddaramaiah and Shivkumar came to Delhi for, and you've seen these full-page advertisements about the South being neglected, not being given the due in terms of its money that was there. I think that is a potent force as it gets along, because it's also tied up with delimitation in some senses. That somehow the South is performing very well. Telangana is one of the states. Karnataka we talked about, and yet, so this kind of thing can begin to erode on the Modi wave factor.
No, so it is an idea. There can be no doubt about it. But does the opposition have the wherewithal to mount it into a meaningful idea, take it down to the ground in the weeks before polling?
No, but give you a very interesting example. Mr. Pinarayi Vijayan is in town today. He led a protest. The Congress decided not to join it because the left is their prime opponent in Kerala. So there are internal divisions. But when I asked Mr. Siddaramaiah, he said, yes, we would like to hold a convention of all the southern chief ministers soon. So they will play this card. And at least it's a card with some emotional connect.
No, but it's also Picho Suja. It's a real last minute kind of idea, right? To be able to take this idea, build it into something big requires some time. And
the other worry is...
An idea to begin with. You are only 2 months away from the election. Even if you play it well, South is only 130 or 140.
No, but in those states
Rahul,
it may do well.
Rahul, can I just make a point? if in Karnataka they've swallowed the poison chalice and had to drink from that one, it is because they know that if they lose Karnataka, the BJP, the whole Modi wave that begins to shrink, because at 25 seats, it is the one that tilts decisively in terms of if moving from, say, whatever figure that they have now, if they are 303, if it starts dropping like they had last time, they lose a lot. So that is why you will see that they are so concerned. Look at they are willing to compromise, whether it is in Bihar, as we've seen, in any of these places, despite the fact that they seem invincible, the BJP is insecure for whatever reason, and it is showing up in these places.
I actually don't think it's insecurity. I actually now am convinced the BJP, as you saw with Mr. Modi talking about 370 and 400, it's like pushing your troops to try and conquer what is seemingly impossible. So you say Karnataka, okay, people are saying we are going to lose there, put all your might in Karnataka. The Prime Minister's repeated trips to the south, at a time when, you would have thought they would say, okay, south is an area where we will not do well, suggests that actually they think south is a growth area. It's fascinating.
Okay, so one seemingly impossible thing, but why not? When you are talking about the possibilities, if the BJP can go all the way to bring the JDS, if the BJP can go all the way to bring Nitish Kumar, why nobody is talking about possibility of BJP and BRS coming together?
Look, the BJP at the moment, the BJP is hunting for allies all over. The BRS is a potential ally, but I think they see Telangana as one of the states where they want to grow in the future. And to grow, they have to finish the BRS. See, once the regional party is finished, make it BJP versus Congress in Telangana, advantage BJP. So that's the one reason why they may hesitate from taking on the BRS. And Chandrasekhar Rao is a wily leader. I think Kumaraswamy is just...
Rajdeep, correct me, Raj.
No, I just want to make a quick point to what you made.
Yeah.
The fact is that Modi came into Telangana for an election campaign and said that KCR approached him to help out his son, and so there was this talk of an alliance that was building over there. Yeah. And of course, as we've seen, they've patched up with JDS.
Exactly. Okay. Yeah. Exactly. So the point which
Rahul, Telangana is fascinating, but we need to move on, because otherwise we'll get caught in the politics of one state, and then people in Andhra will start feeling bad, and that's never a good idea when you're discussing Telangana and Andhra Pradesh. So Andhra Pradesh on your screen next. 25 seats here. I look at projected vote shares first. The YSRCP of Jagan Reddy had 49% vote share last time. That's projected to come down to 41. That's 8 down from the last time. But the TDP, which was at 40% the last time, is now expected to go up to 45. Remember, we had Chandrababu Naidu meeting the Home Minister recently. Are they picking up signals which before this poll the others hadn't, but BJP obviously had its own polling on the ground? The BJP had very little vote share, it's just marginally expected to go up. The Congress had very little vote share, marginally expected to go up. But the big change there is, for the first time, we are seeing the vote share of the YSRCP since Jagan led his party to power after that famous Padyatra, lesser than the TDP, a 4% gap, converted into seats. Fascinating here, very, very fascinating, because remember, Chandrababu Naidu was really given the rough end of the legal stick recently, and there's a lot of talk amongst the TDP supporters that there is sympathy on the ground there. That is reflecting in the numbers for the first time, because from 0 the TDP is projected to go up to 17. If you ask me, of all that we've seen, this is the one number that pops out of the screen and grabs my attention.
My sense is Mr. Amit Shah has got a sense of what Yashwant Deshmukh's poll was suggesting. Because why is it?
Sanjay Kumar is surprised. He's a ulta
because you've got, before I get, because you see, Chandrababu Naidu was there.
Clarification, Rajdeep.
Yes.
Is TDP only TDP or
TDP plus Jan Sena, obviously.
TDP plus Jan Sena. Is it Jan Sena also in TDP?
But you see, the thing is that you've got a party whose leader, Chandrababu Naidu, has been knocking on the doors of the NDA for months now. And the NDA wasn't opening the door. Suddenly at the Ram consecration ceremony, you see Chandrababu Naidu there. Now Chandrababu Naidu's come back to Delhi, and apparently there are two views within the BJP. How far should you go to completely embrace him? But I think the BJP wants to be clear. They want to be with the winning side in Andhra Pradesh. And the Andhra side also wants to be with the BJP, because you need help from the center. So if these numbers are right, One of the alliances we could see in the next couple of weeks is TDP.
No, but remember, Jagan is also meeting Amit Shah. So now we don't know.
I'm just saying these numbers. These
the
numbers
BJP has both the Andhra balls up in the air. They can decide where they want to go.
No, the thing is that BJP cannot decide who forms the government in Andhra, because I think the real battle there remains Chandrababu versus Jagan Rahul. But with these numbers, the BJP will be tempted to go along with
Yashwant Deshmukh. This is the most fascinating insight of all that we've seen so far. The Telugu Desam, where many people had started writing the obituary of Chandrababu, political obituary of Chandrababu Naidu and his party, pops out. Jagan Reddy, who so far is busy, and I'm sure he'll be watching this, so we should be just slightly mindful of what we say, busy projecting invincibility, is suddenly seeming on shaky ground. And how does this then impact potentially the assembly election, which will also be held at the same time?
I think the problem what Jagan Mohan Reddy is facing, not that his own personal popularity has taken a hit. I think the problem is there is a huge number of non-performing MLAs and MPs. The anti-incumbency at the micro level. In your view, is the assembly
mood also the same?
Yeah, I mean that's what is happening right now.
You're sure about that?
Unless he changes,
no, because you don't know for sure, because this is a Lok Sabha poll.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But do you think it indicates assembly mood also?
I'm getting the indication of that same as well. Unless he changes huge number of sitting MLAs, chops the tickets and gives fresh faces, he has a problem even in the assembly.
What's gone wrong for him? You met him recently. What could have suddenly gone wrong? Because this was not the situation in the last MOTN. So it's obviously changed just in the last 6 months.
Look, the fact is, Andhra polls have always been closely competitive. Even when Jagan lost in 2014, it was a very wafer-thin margin, especially in terms of votes. So both sides have strong vote bases of their own. If the Kapu vote, which comes in through a Jan Sena, gives you an accretion, it helps Chandrababu Naidu. My sense is I would not write off Jagan Mohan Reddy. He's done a lot of welfare schemes. He's banking on welfare schemes, the sort of Modi model taken into the Labharti model at the state level. But there is also a sense that many of his MLAs have been distant from the voters, have either been accused of local level corruption. He's changing 60 MLAs out of 150 that he won. So there's a clear sign that he also recognizes local anti-incumbency.
So I have a theory. If it's as tight as this and the TDP is bouncing back, whichever side aligns with the BJP, potentially Amitabh Tiwari has the advantage in Andhra Pradesh. Would you agree?
With one caveat before you go to Amitabh. Remember, there is a solid 8 to 9% minority vote that's Muslim, plus a large Christian vote out there. And in a way, many of Jagan's advisors have been telling him, let Chandrababu go with the BJP, it will allow you to consolidate that vote. So it's a gamble.
Counter to that, I mean, there is another set of data which generally, I keep on mentioning, I mentioned you Punjab, Tamil Nadu and Kerala. I did not mention Andhra Pradesh in that. Even though Congress and BJP both are out of equation in Andhra Pradesh, but Pradhan Mantri Modi's personal popularity in Andhra Pradesh is way more than Rahul Gandhi's. So what I'm simply trying to say, even though BJP has no equity whatsoever over there, there are certainly emotions attached on the Congress, anti-Congress and the old fault lines that the political fault lines are. And one recent development is Jagan Mohan Reddy's sister going to Congress. Now, if from here onward, Congress gains by virtue of Karnataka and Telangana just even 2-3 points, that entire vote block is going to come from the Jagan Mohan Reddy because they share the same vote. So the Congress jump is only going to damage Jagan.
See, BJP has a problem of plenty here, so it will choose whichever party is going to win more or a higher number of seats. However, as you mentioned, Andhra is one of the few states where simultaneous elections already take place. And generally what happens is that whatever is the result in the Vidhan Sabha election is reflected in the Lok Sabha election. Andhra 2014-19, Telangana 2014, Odisha 14-19 and Sikkim 14-19. So this could be reflective also of the YSRCP facing pressure or anti-incumbency even at the local level. I can tell you one
thing very clearly. Chandrababu Naidu is going to be on India Today television very soon. The TDP already picking up these numbers. They are flying with them. This, frankly, Rahul Verma, is the first piece of good news they've had for a party. And I think this is where legal overreach always is double-edged. You think you're killing your enemy. It can potentially create sympathy and can help your opponents bounce back.
Again, something you should know, right? Anyone who's in politics knows this. But then politicians also are humans. They have egos, they have anger, right? And they, in their overreach, try to do something which may backfire. So we don't know whether the TDP's gain are actually coming because of that legal overreach. This might also be happening because Congress might be gaining certain votes, which is coming from Jagan's party. And
no, but that's overhyped. From 1, if they're going to 3, that's only 2% up. You can say it's 2%, but the Jagan Reddy is losing 8% vote share. Only 2% the Congress has got extra from the last time. So remember, Jagan Reddy's graph at this moment is very clearly coming down. That's what this data represents. There's no running away from it. And Chandrababu Naidu would be doing a bit of a dance right now, Sanjay.
But BJP's overtures towards Chandrababu Naidu also reflects, the BJP and Prime Minister Modi, he wants to get a foothold in southern India. Because, you see, if he's comparing himself with Jawaharlal Nehru, with Indira Gandhi, with Rajiv Gandhi, with this Congress Prime Ministers, you cannot be a Prime Minister of India and, 127 sit out of his bounds.
But it also shows flexibility again. Here is a leader who 5 years ago tried to lead the opposition charge against Prime Minister Modi, spoke angrily against the Prime Minister.
Nitish did the same.
And you're willing to embrace them all. So I think the Prime Minister is very clear that in politics there are no permanent friends or enemies, something that the Congress could learn. Think about it. Jagan Mohan Reddy comes from a Congress family. What stopped the Congress in all these years from making at least one solid overture to him to try and embrace? What do you do instead? You send his sister to contest against him, which clearly for him is a red rag. You've actually, according to which he said in the interview to us, you've divided my family. So any question of
his family was already divided.
No, 1 minute. What stops the Congress? It's been 15 years now almost since Jagan left. You could have made an
ego. There's a difference.
Yes. No, my point is
the Home Minister often says
BJP is ready to make that extra step of flexibility.
Because the Home Minister often says, and the Prime Minister believes this, that power में होंगे तब अपनी ideology को हम implement करेंगे ना, power में ही नहीं है तो कैसे implement करेंगे? Whereas Rahul Gandhi says power is poison. I think that is the fundamental difference. Rahul Gandhi says power is poison.
Rahul made a very good point. That you see, an ideological party. BJP claims to be an ideological party, but is a party of power. The Congress claims to be a party of power, but is now under Rahul Gandhi trying to become a party of ideology. That I want people who are going to fight the RSS, come what may. So you've got a remarkable shift where the BJP wants to be the party of power.
But Rajdeep, there's a very big difference. Yeah, everybody knows what the BJP's ideology is. Half the congressmen don't know what the Congress's ideology is. They don't agree on the same ideology.
Rahul,
so that's the reality.
Let's also admit Congress does not have ED.
Sorry?
Can I
Congress does not have ED.
Sure, the ED is a factor which we will discuss, of course, but that's a separate factor.
One point about TDP. See,
yes.
Even in 1999 and in 2014, TDP only came to power when it aligned with BJP. So TDP never
That's the
came
point
to power
I was trying to
on its own. So TDP has never won on its own.
That's a very remarkable point, Rahul. Thanks for putting it, because in 1998 election, in the undivided Andhra Pradesh, BJP on its polled almost 20% votes, which forced TDP to join hands with BJP, and he swept again in 1999. So he made a very remarkable point.
But can I make a distinction between Chandrababu Naidu and NTR? NTR had the power to win on his own. Chandrababu Naidu, when he took over the party, was not able to do that. That's the difference. Chandrababu Naidu was needed an ally. NTR did not need allies.
That's true. But every time he has won, he has come along with the alliance of the BJP.
TDP 2 months ago was thinking of joining the India Bloc Alliance. After the 3-0 drubbing, it has again changed its mind. So the regional parties, hawa kidhar beh rahi hai, are very cognizant of this.
And there's another little piece of trivia, Rahul. There are two wings of Prashant Kishore's IPAC.
Yeah.
One wing is with Chandrababu Naidu, and the other wing is with Jagan Mohan Reddy. And a few weeks ago, Prashant Kishore was allegedly on a flight with Chandrababu Naidu or his son, and all speculation sort of arose in Andhra. Is he going to now align with Chandrababu Naidu? He says he's not. But if these numbers are true, he clearly knows who's on the winning side.
Jagan didn't give the NOC.
But are you surprised with these numbers? Are you surprised at all with these numbers, Sanjay Kumar?
No, about Andhra, we are all discussing TDP and YSRCP. But we are not discussing Janasena. I think Janasena is very important. If you just pull out Janasena from the TDP
How much
alliance,
is the Janasena vote?
It's roughly about 4.5%. But if you pull out Janasena from the TDP, then Jagan Mohan Reddy is back in the game. That is so sure. And
it is a situation like Bihar. Nitish Kumar at the center. There are two other players. like RJD and BJP on one side, whichever side Nitish Kumar goes, that party gets.
But it's fascinating. It is a fascinating verdict.
I want to go across now to Tamil Nadu. And Tamil Nadu is the one state where the UPA or the India alliance, at least at this moment on the surface, looks settled. The turbulence is on the NDA side because the AIDMK and the BJP are now separate just at this moment, and this game is changing so fast that I don't want to end up saying something which makes us look silly a few weeks down when people look back, because that's the way everything we're saying is just commentary at this moment. Things, of course, can change. So here is Tamil Nadu. I'll start with the vote share numbers first. So the NDA projected to be 15% vote share. The India Alliance from 53 to 47. This is largely the DMK and the Congress and some of their smaller allies. Now you've got the AIDMK in the others, which is now expected, the others together are expected to be 38%. Let's look at seats. Yes?
Actually, AIADMK is also there. A lot many smaller groups are there who are not yet aligned. So we do not know which side will they be in. So a lot of this AIADMK on its own is hardly about 30% at this point of time.
So 8% are the others, 30% is the AIDMK. Okay, here is the conversion into seats. Now again, the second state where there is some good news for the opposition alliance, because like in Telangana, this time of course is the India Alliance. They had 38 seats the last time, expected to go up to 39 this time. The BJP, while it may gain vote share, not expected to win seats in Tamil Nadu, and the AIDMK had just one seat. That too could come down to 0. So Tamil Nadu looking strong. Does the DMK stay fully with the Congress, or could there be a twist in the tail there also?
I think, Rahul, I'll be very surprised given the statements that Stalin has made at the moment that he will also switch sides. There's the ED factor that our friend Rashid Kidwai mentioned. Yes, there are a number of DMK ministers under the ED scanner. But I find it difficult to believe that it will happen before the election. What happens post-elections, we don't know. If the Congress completely collapses, many of these allies of the Congress today could go in different directions. But I think there's a general sense, and the poll may well bear it out, Yashwant, that this is the one state where the Prime Minister's popularity is much less than it is nationally, even though he's made the effort repeatedly to go to Tamil Nadu, to identify himself with Tamil culture, the Singal, when the new parliament was inaugurated. So the BJP, as always, continues to see Tamil Nadu as this sort of bridge too far, which they want to one day conquer. But
no, look at the effort he makes with the Kashi Tamil Sangam.
Yeah, but my sense is the AIDMK's collapse over the years has only consolidated the DMK and has put the BJP in a difficult position. Do we try and occupy the opposition space, or do we tie up with the DMK? In the
either ways, you know, the vote share increase is not going to result in the seat conversion.
So is there a vote share increase substantially?
Yeah, it's a vote share increase substantially. It could be further because, as I said, many of those smaller splinter parties might still go this way, that way, or the ND way. We do not know.
No, is the BJP gaining or is the AIDMK gaining this plus 3%?
It's the BJP gaining. AIADMK is not is going down and down and down all the way. And by the way, AIADMK is counted in others in this calculation. It's not counted in the NDA vote share for that. Yeah.
No, but
so you're saying a 15%. Just a minute. You're saying a 15% vote share is principally a BJP vote share?
BJP and the other perceived alliance partners of the BJP, and that's not a very big number. I tell you why. In 2014, BJP actually contested with his alliance all alone, not being part of AIADMK or DMK, and they polled 18%, which is a decent enough number. But that vote share, just like Kerala, as I mentioned, BJP almost touches approximately 20% in Kerala.
In Lok Sabha.
But in Lok Sabha, but 0 seats. It doesn't really matter. 3 states where Prime Minister Modi has actually bent over backwards, I would say, in order to accommodate the political sentiment, Tamil Nadu, Kerala and Punjab. The gap is reducing. They are having a growth of organic level, I would say, but unlikely to convert into seats.
Rahul, is there any possibility there's a buzz that the Prime Minister could contest from Kanyakumari as a second seat?
No, so
there's a buzz that, you know, he wants to bridge the north-south divide himself. 1 seat in the north, 1 seat in the south. Possible?
You know, but Rahul Gandhi also showed some sense of weakness when he picked Wayanad, the Prime Minister may not wish to go only for the reason that if this North-South divide picks up and for some reason they end up on a shaky ground, you don't want to expose the man who's supposed to be invincible to any form of threat. Therefore, will they take that risk? No, they will go all out to shore up their fortunes in Tamil Nadu. Remember, the BJP is the only party at this moment which has a 20-30-year horizon on things. When I speak to top BJP leaders about, say, the strategy for Tamil Nadu, or say, why don't you just patch up with the AIDMK at this moment, it might make it easier. They're saying, you know, we want to end Dravidian politics. Not just about coming to power at this moment, it's also about a larger political, social, ideological fight where we want to integrate the country. I mean, at least they're talking that language and then pushing in that direction. Right. Oh, now, like the Chinese have a 20-30-year horizon, the Congress doesn't even know what they're doing tomorrow.
Raj, where do you therefore see the DMK being? You know, if these numbers hold, the DMK will presumably be, if not the second largest party, certainly the third largest party once again. Does the DMK remain where it is with all the ED pressures that we speak about? Other allies are slowly drifting away from the India alliance? Or is there, you believe, a chemistry with Rahul Gandhi and the Congress that Stalin intends to cement?
I think you have to look at what he gains. If it's only the ED that is putting pressure and how deep that pressure is, one has to look at. But
funding?
Yeah, but fundamentally, Tamil Nadu doesn't believe in this one nation, one party, one nation, one language. So there's been that protest going on from the 60s. The more the BJP tries to emphasize all these things, and let's not forget, Prime Minister Modi had, you know, as part of the temple run, went right down to Tamil Nadu and did two temples out there to assure them that, look, we care as much not just of the Ram Mandir, but all your tradition and culture. So at the moment, I don't find a reason why Stalin should be switching unless there's some inside information.
No, also, given the comments that Udaynidhi Stalin has made about Sanatan Dharma, I presume the BJP can't be then seen to be embracing them right away.
Yeah, and the Tamil culture and the fact that anti-Brahmanism had ruled for, and continues to in many senses, it's going to be difficult for the BJP. It'll get this 10-15%. Mr. Modi's popularity is there, and we need to see that.
Okay, let's turn then to the final state in our southern sojourn, which is the lovely state of Kerala that often marches to its own beat. Take a look first at vote share. If elections are held in 2024, what happens in Kerala is the UDF, that's the Congress-led front, 46% vote share, LDF 32%, 14% back, NDA 17, others 5. How is this translating into seats? Well, it's virtually a repeat of 2019, once again a clear sweep for the Congress-led UDF. The best news for the Congress so far, apart from Telangana, is coming from Kerala. 18 to the UDF, just 2 to the LDF. But remember, both are part of the India alliance. So
no, but it's a big change from 2020, Yashwant Deshmukh, where you had the LDF come back to power. Now you've got, for some reason, very clearly in a Lok Sabha context, anti-incumbency against the left and very strong pro-incumbency against the Congress. And if Kerala was India, Rahul Gandhi would be Prime Minister.
Absolutely. If Kerala was India, Rahul Gandhi would have been not only the Prime Minister, he would have been a Prime Minister with Rajiv Gandhi kind of majority. But having said that, I think 2019 numbers also came after a victory of left front in the assembly elections. And so that way, Kerala is a pretty much split vote, because they are voting for assembly level separately and Lok Sabha level.
No, but what explains that vote, Rajdeep?
You know, it's very interesting. A few days ago, Kerala left leader told me, why does Rahul Gandhi have to contest from Wayanad? Can't he choose any other part of the country? We are his staunch allies in the India alliance, and he's coming to take us on in Wayanad. So I think there again, people...
He looks like a strong force in Kerala.
No, so therefore, you see, the Congress is seen as a national party in Kerala. The left is seen as the regional party of Kerala. Mr. Vijayan is seen as the prominent chief, the #1 neta of Kerala. There may be anti-incumbency brewing against him also after 8 years in power. But I think the main reason is the belief that the Kerala voter sees the Congress as a national alternative to the BJP.
GVL Narasimha Rao is now with us. GVL, the BJP was trying very hard on its own through the RSS to win something in Kerala. Yashwant's data suggests it's a bridge too far for this election.
No, I think we are very confident of winning some seats. I will not say we'll be a big force in this election, because Kerala doesn't, election to election, the swing is not more than 2% or 3%. Kerala is a state that moves very slowly. But certainly in this election, we are confident of winning.
And what about Andhra Pradesh, where the Home Minister and Naddaji met both with Chandrababu Naidu, also meeting with Jagan Reddy? What's cooking there?
I think these are political meetings that happen during election time. But certainly, no, I think you won't, until anything is final, I think you will not know.
So you're flirting with both parties, essentially?
No, we have got support from both the parties as far as parliamentary strength is concerned. But as far as elections are concerned...
But Naidu betrayed you. Would you take him back?
I think these are decisions that party will take at the highest level.
You come from the state, it's your patch.
No, but these are political calls.
That makes it even more difficult for him to commit, because it's his own patch.
Rahul and Rajdeep, you see, there are no emotional decisions here. Political decisions are always based on wisdom, political wisdom and political sagacity. Because you accused me, you made some comment against me, or you called me names in a rally, therefore I will not tie up with you. That's college level politics. Can I
just take it around this table though to ask that, since we spoke of college level politics and Kerala strong student movement, how many people on this table believe that Rahul Gandhi made the right decision by choosing Wayanad, or was it escapism? Did Rahul Gandhi escape from the reality of trying to rebuild and revive his party in UP by going to Kerala? Is that a mistake? Or is this a pragmatic decision to stay on in the Lok Sabha? Who wants to go?
I think it was a pragmatic decision, and Rahul is very comfortable. If you see his, even Bharat Jodo Yatra in Kerala, whatever he was doing, talking, indulging in all kind of activities and all, he was very comfortable. He was what he is. So
but you can't win India by becoming the Prime Minister of Kerala. To take off from what was just said. That you've got to, instead of investing in rebuilding the party in the north, you're building your base in Wayanad, where your principal opponent is your India ally, the left.
I think yes, but these are not easy decisions. It's like, Prime Minister Narendra Modi contesting from Tamil Nadu. I don't think so. I don't think Prime Minister Modi believes, or his party believes, in any kind of bravado.
No, but Rahul could have taken Telangana, he could have taken Karnataka. Why take Kerala, the one state where your ally is from your India alliance?
Well, that would be a choice if you can.
Is this KC Venugopal telling him take a safe seat? Why not? Large minority population, and that also is seen as a factor. You're choosing a seat with a large minority population. It gives the BJP, and they did it in 2019, that you only want to contest a seat with a large minority population.
What are you saying? Are you saying minorities are not? They're also as much as Indian. They're not Bangladeshis.
Sure, but it gives the BJP an opportunity to play on the seeming weakness of the Congress. That the Congress is only relying now on the minority vote.
No. Given a chance, I think the BJP would want to be very comfortable with minorities, simply because they are also, bona fide voters governed by rule of law, constitution.
Okay. Rahul Verma, you agree that Rahul Gandhi did the right thing by picking Wayanad?
Depends on what the right thing means, right? Like if the right thing is just about getting a Lok Sabha seat, perhaps yes. If he thinks he can revive or make the party very, very strong in South, that's also right. As Rashid is saying that in southern India, and even this poll is saying that Congress is actually gaining in South.
No, not in South, only in Kerala. Where in the South? In Karnataka, BJP is doing well. In Andhra Pradesh, the TDP and the YSRCP.
In Telangana, Congress is doing well. In alliance with DMK. In Tamil Nadu, they would do well. So in that sense, it's not a bad decision. I think, should he look towards South as well as build the party in North? That's what a leader is supposed to do. Modi campaigns in North and South and East and West, right? If you want to be a national leader...
I think one of the key reasons, one-liner I would say, he lost Amethi because he went to Wayanad.
Yeah, well, what I was told is that they saw their polls in Amethi suggesting a very tough fight, possibly losing. They looked for a safe seat in the South and picked Wayanad. So it was almost like some kind of security which Rahul Gandhi was offered. That
no, but imagine if he's your main batsman and he's looking for a safe position.
Which is my point. You see, this is precisely my point, Rahul, that I would have, if you wanted to choose South, choose Karnataka, for example, a state. Where did Indira Gandhi go? Indira Gandhi went to Chikmagalur, went to Beda.
What is the safe seat for Karnataka Congress in Karnataka?
I have no doubt that there could be potentially safe seats, including potentially Chikmagalur. But look at the projected vote share and seat share of the South, because Rahul, I think it shows the exact opposite of the North. The vote share in the south, as per the Mood of the Nation poll, NDA 23%, India 41%, others 36%. How does it add up in seats? NDA 27. That's just a small dip from last time. Remember, BJP got 29 out of 130. India 76. Slight up because of Telangana, others 29. But basically, you really have two Indias politically. You have the BJP dominant in North India, and you have India Alliance doing very well in South India. So whether we like it or not, there is a South-North political divide in this country. What implication that will have with delimitation is going to be a big question in a couple of years from now. Couple of years from now.
At this moment, we are focusing on what is the mood of the nation. Welcome back. You're with us on the India Today Mood of the Nation opinion poll. The results of this poll are already buzzing and trending in every state, from Andhra Pradesh to Telangana to Uttar Pradesh. Wherever we are going, a mini tsunami on social media, lots of posts being viral, exchanged. So that's good buzz to have. We now want to come to Rajdeep's home state of Maharashtra. He's already itching, getting out of his chair, all set to get you what should be quite shocking. No matter what you're thinking is happening, I think you'll be shocked by what Rajdeep's about to show you. Rajdeep.
We've gone to the north, we've gone to the south. But the best part of the country is when you're a West Indian. So I'm going to go as a West Indian, I've got to go to Maharashtra. And whoever thought Maharashtra would be one of the states which would see so much of chaos and instability in the last 5 years? We've had 3 chief ministers and plenty more in that state. What is the mood of the nation showing for Maharashtra, a state that will have both Lok Sabha and later in the year Vidhan Sabha? NDA 40%. NDA 40%. So that's the BJP and the Shiv Sena, into brackets Shinde. India 45%, which is 5% higher. 40 plays 45%, others 15. And 45 is NCP, Uddhav Sena, as well as the Congress party. So 5% edge in Maharashtra to the Maharashtra Vikas Aghadi. The opposition, the best news coming for the opposition after Kerala and Telangana is here in Maharashtra. This could be another big surprise, therefore. How is it projected into seats? What is Yashwant Deshmukh C voter poll saying for Maharashtra? 26 out of 48 for the India Alliance. 26 out of 48. A huge jump, because the NDA, which won 42 out of 48 last time, is down to 22. So if there's one state where the NDA is taking a big hit as per this poll compared to 2019, it's Maharashtra. And that perhaps explains all that's been happening in that state. Breakup of the Shiv Sena, breakup of the NCP, because Rahul, clearly here too the BJP knew this was the one state they were in trouble, which is why they have slightly narrowed the gap, but they're still behind here.
Yashwant, are you sure about your numbers for Maharashtra? Because they've taken a large part of the NCP, they've taken a large part of the Shiv Sena. If this is where things are at the end, then no matter what happens in this Lok Sabha election in the assembly, the BJP and what they have is going to face a very tough time. Why are we ending up with these numbers in your poll?
Rahul, out of the 140 crore people in India, is any damn person sure about Maharashtra as on today? I mean, let's be honest. People are confused, not just because of the previous mandate, the current mandate, people going here, people going there, parties being split, and now the symbols are with the people who did not form the party and with somebody else. So having said that,
it's a maha mess.
It's a maha mess. It's not Maharashtra, it's maha mess at this point of time. And let me do a health warning as well on these numbers. Number one, on the voting intent, we have been asking for individual party and leader, Rahul. Which party or leader you are going to vote for, and then we have summed it up like, Uddhav Thackeray plus Sharad Pawar plus Congress and Shinde plus Ajit Pawar plus BJP. But what we do not know here, who is contesting from which seat and who is going to contest against that person from which seat, which party. What I can see, wherever the BJP tickets would be there, they would be sweeping like anything. Wherever the Ajit Pawar ticket and Shinde Sena ticket would be there, I doubt they will be sweeping in the same way. So the weakest link is on the both sides. On the Maharashtra Vikas Aghadi side, The weakest link apparently is the Uddhav Thackeray Sena, followed by Sharad Pawar, and followed by Congress, and then the Sharad Pawar. So we don't know out of these 3 and 3 which permutation and combination is contesting whom on which seat. Unless we are sure of that, I think this is more of an.
Since this is your home state, Rajdeep, here's the concern that I have, just purely academically, right? Which is that will votes get transferred? In a poll, it's very difficult to capture that. But once you know, okay, it's GVL versus Rashid, then the equations change,
exactly
right?
the point. Yeah.
So right now, you don't know that. You're building this scenario on the basis of what respondents are telling you, but the respondent also doesn't know who's against
I will quickly tell you two contradictions, Rajdeep, before you say. I cannot see Uddhav Thackeray voter voting for a Congress or the NCP candidate. Similarly, I cannot see a BJP core voter voting for Ajit Pawar candidate. So there are contradictions.
I'll give you 2 quick points before you come. One, the fact is that this is an interesting state this year because you've got Lok Sabha followed by Vidhan Sabha 4 months later. And speaking to a number of Maharashtra politicians, they believe the stakes for themselves are much higher in the Vidhan Sabha. So you'll find a number, the Vidhan Sabhas which will be very competitive, seat by seat, and a lot of what Yashwant says will play out there. In the Lok Sabha, Rahul, even though the BJP appears prima facie down compared to 2019, I think, and Yashwant is right, the BJP will do well in its pockets of influence. They have strong pockets, especially in urban Maharashtra. The problem for the BJP is there is a general sense that you have struck opportunistic alliances and you have broken two parties which you were dead against.
But GVL, when I was speaking to top BJP leaders, their numbers were 40 plus. They think it's 40 plus. But a 5% lead for the India alliance, after all the todphod you've done, if this is where it is 22 versus 26, then it's obviously not the way you're calculating.
No, I certainly don't see the numbers the way the poll is predicted, Yashwant's poll. Primarily because this is an election that Prime Minister Modi will be driving. People are voting for PM Modi. They are not voting for individual constituents. This is an election where you will see a massive swing. So anybody voting,
the premise of the poll, the premise which is also the reality of Maharashtra politics, which gets reflected in this poll, is that BJP at this moment is not a pan-Maharashtra party. Modi might be a pan-Maharashtra phenomenon. BJP per se is not a pan-Maharashtra political party.
Even in states, Haryana, was Haryana a BJP state until 2014? Okay. Did BJP ever win a couple of seats in Haryana? No. But once Modi is on the scene, Prime Minister Modi ji, he is one who will drive the entire vote. Please give me the popularity ratings, because that will give me an indication.
Can I just explain
those numbers?
No, look, last time the BJP contested 25 seats, the Shiv Sena 23. And the BJP and Shiv Sena did extremely well, winning 42. Now what's going to happen is the BJP is going to put pressure on both the Shinde Sena and the NCP Ajit Pawar group to contest less. And the BJP will look to contest at least 30 and divide it. The Ajit Pawar's party is happy not to contest Lok Sabha. Their energies are on Vidhan Sabha. Similarly with Shinde Sena. So that might actually mean the BJP could contest more in the Lok Sabha. I think the worry is that there is genuine anger against the way governments have been broken, fallen on all sides, towards all politicians. So I think you will find Vidhan Sabha becoming a real battleground. Lok Sabha, the Modi factor does play out. Sharad Pawar clearly is weaker in a Lok Sabha election at the moment. He may not even be able to sort of, campaign as aggressively there as he would in a Vidhan Sabha, but he will hope for some sympathy. Uddhav Thackeray is hoping for sympathy, which may come in a Vidhan Sabha, may not come in a Lok Sabha. So Rahul, you could see Maharashtra in the space of 5 months having two very different verdicts. But, Madhu Yakshagaud, this is your good news. If there is one state where you need to perhaps invest more attention in the next few months is Maharashtra. And the feeling is typically the Congress is not seizing the opportunity. You're missing the opportunity to miss an opportunity. Many of your leaders are leaving, joining Ajit Pawar's faction. Milind Deora left to join Shinde Sena. Today, Baba Siddiqui, your MLA, former MLA from Mumbai, has left, is likely to join Ajit Pawar. So you're not holding on. You're the Kamzor Kadi.
Hopefully, your predictions may hold on to the leaders who are planning to leave, Rajdeep. But having said that, this has been expecting in Maharashtra, Rajdeep. I think various projections and studies we've done And we've been very hopeful on Maharashtra because of this third port, what Rahul says. It's not helping with the people's mood. Secondly, I give this credit to Prakash Ambedkar also joining INDA group can help also the Maharashtra Vikas Agdi to win more seats.
Rahul, how do you explain these numbers? The fact that you've got what seems on paper a strong alliance now with Ajit Pawar there, Shinde there, the other parties seem weakened, but they still have a 5% lead in this poll.
So, with lots of caveats, because no one knows what's going to happen in Maharashtra, but if our thesis is right that people in Maharashtra are unhappy with the way parties have broken alliances, then the expectation would be that the turnout is going to get depressed, which means it depends who has the more cadre on the ground. So it doesn't matter where Ajit Pawar has gone or Uddhav Thackeray has gone. Who has which of these groups actually got the cadre on the ground? In a depressed turnout scenario, cadres on the ground will make sure that your core voters turn out and that group will have advantage.
Your sense, Amitabh?
See, actually, it's a khichdi. So, nobody knows which party has the vote, but Shiv Sena and NCP have the symbol. Symbol plays a very important role in elections. That's number one. As you said, BJP will now bargain for a higher number of seats. So it will be able to win more and also transfer its votes to the SHS and the NCP candidates. Now it depends upon how much they have. However, the bad news for the India Alliance is that Congress becomes the #1 party of this India bloc because it is the largest party today in the Vidhan Sabha, and it will demand for the highest number of seats. And here is where the India bloc does not have a track record of elections because they have not fought together, and the seamless transfer of votes will be between candidates is unlikely to happen.
But if they had any political smarts, the Congress and the India Alliance, Rajchingappa, should now be doubling down where they see opportunity. Maharashtra, instead of frittering precious ammunition on states which are fallow ground, they should focus on where the land looks politically fertile for them. The problem is that's not how they're thinking. BJP is going state by state, seat by seat, candidate by candidate, plucking, and the Congress is trying to do some kind of an ideological revolution. At least Rahul Gandhi is attempting some kind of an ideological revolution.
But I think the reverse is also true. The way the BJP and Mr. Modi is obviously party to these decisions has been picking up and splitting parties and everything else, and Rajdeep talked about it, doesn't do their image any good. And in Maharashtra,
but their calculation is image doesn't matter when it comes to voting. That's their brutal calculation.
If you are saying I'm taking you to a Viksit Bharat, I have cut corruption down, I am against dynastic politics, you have to then prove that on the ground.
Let GVL respond to that.
Let me just finish the argument. Okay?
Yeah, go ahead.
Because I think it's a principled thing that happens. In Maharashtra, I have a feeling, Rajdeep could vouch, and he also expressed it, is I think there's a Marathi pride which you can define in some ways or the other, right? People must be truly fed up at the way these parties have behaved on that, the way they've split, completely cynical. How do you explain that when you want to take this nation to greatness and you're
let GVL respond to that.
They see people are very, very practical. Let me put it this way. People have great trust in Prime Minister Modi. They know he's the one who will deliver Viksit Bharat. And if he does not have the strength in a particular state to sweep that state, let him galvanize, get that support, because we want him to win. The people want him to win. People have trust in him.
No, sir, but can I ask you, you're saying people have faith in Modi. Point taken. But when Mr. Modi says there is a 70,000 crore scam in irrigation, points virtually to NCP and Ajit Pawar, 1 week later, Ajit Pawar joins you, what's the message? I was in Nashik, where a gathering which included RSS people were there, and they all said, sir, khoke ki rajniti hai. They openly said it. The word khoka has become a sort of common parlance on the street of Maharashtra. How does that lift the Prime Minister's image? If one moment you say there's corruption, next moment you tie up with the same corrupt person, how does it lift your image?
Let me tell you this, people understand there are some political compulsions. At the end of the day, you want Lord Krishna to win. You want Bhagwan Ram to win. There are some adjustments they will have to make in the interest of larger national good.
Sure, but have you gone too far? The point is,
no, I'm telling you, this is the Hindu psyche. This
No,
is
but
the
you know,
voter
but this is
psyche.
an important
We
point that
want him
GVL
to win.
Narasimha Rao makes. Because when I was interviewing Dr. Jaishankar, and I've seen now several people say this, they talk about Bhagwan Ram, they talk about Hanuman, they talk about the Ramayana and the Mahabharata, and they talk about tactical compromises on the battlefield, which leads to the war being won. So this is something that we're seeing now quite a lot of, which is what he's talking about.
No. But then, Rahul,
in
with
the
due
interest
regard,
of larger
sorry for speaking out because it's my home state. I feel strongly. The fact is, where does it fit in with the kind of Ram Rajya that you talk about? You know, what does it leave you with? Is this Ram Rajya that you tie up for Khokhi Rajniti?
There is no politician in this country who represents the true political virtues than Prime Minister Modi. No Prime Minister, no Minister, no Chief Minister in this country can match even an iota of virtuosity of Prime Minister Modi. So what matters to them is Prime Minister's qualities. I have he's
so
a
you
man
can do all the
total
deals
integrity.
No, so you're saying you can do all the wheeling and dealing on the ground, but the Prime Minister's image is not touched by it.
They know he's not making compromises. Party
No, but Rahul Verma, this is
local.
Yes, Rashid.
Yeah. I mean, by going by Mr. GVL Narasimha Rao's logic, BJP should be winning all 543 seats. If Mr. Modi is on a big ticket, he's there on Tamil Nadu also, he's there in Telangana also, he's there in all other states. I think, we must accept what Mr. Yashwant Deshmukh survey is projecting. We have gone through over 300 seats and there is a kind of trend. This is a very interesting thing about what is the findings of Maharashtra. There are 4 states that were always, they are kind of, outliers, and they are giving something in favor of BJP. In case of Karnataka, in case of Maharashtra, there is a trend, and we will see.
No, Maharashtra is not
Bihar.
with the BJP. It's going the other way around.
Precisely. So I'm saying there are 4 states that were very crucial in 2024. Even if the outcome is kind of well known that the BJP has an advantage and Mr. Modi is a favorite. One state is Bengal, other state is Bihar, third state is Karnataka, and fourth state is Maharashtra. Now it is giving different kind of trends. I think we must accept what Mr. Yashwant Deshmukh is predicting. We cannot be finding faults with his methodology or, how it will shape in Maharashtra. We can't be having different...
Yes, Rahul, very quickly.
So, two points. Yes, in politics, all politicians and parties make these tactical calls. But these tactical calls are going to have cost in the long run. Indira Gandhi in 70s did a similar thing. At some point, it costed her party. Maybe, perhaps, when Prime Minister Modi is around, it won't cost. When he's not around, it may cost the party. So all parties face that cost. Second, throughout the survey, and Yashwant ji has to correct me on this, I have not seen a single state, except the smaller ones perhaps, where BJP is gaining votes from 2019 numbers. They're gaining seats. Even in UP, the votes are not basically...
They've got a slight bump, 53%.
Yeah, 50, so 51, 52. So in that sense, like in North, there are no big gains coming in terms of vote share, and even in South and West. So I think where perhaps Mr. Narasimha Rao can explain us that why, despite everything in these 5 years, BJP is not being able to make
and the interesting point about Maharashtra...
No, but I'm a little shocked by his argument. Listen, remember also that you are dealing with 10 years of being in government.
Sure.
Look at Biden after 4 years. Look at Macron. Look at Trudeau. Here's a man who's been in power for 10 years. If he can retain his historic numbers, that by itself is a superlative performance.
I think, Rahul, the point that you made about the 2 point or less, like somewhere they were leading by 60 points, now they are 58, 2 points. I understand your point. But what I learned from the experiment and result of Madhya Pradesh is that eventually it will be relative turnout, which will be playing 3-4% of jump just out of nowhere for the BJP, just by virtue of their supporters being more excited about going to the polls and Congress not being in a position as organizationally and resource-wise to pull their supporters. What happened in Madhya Pradesh?
But I just want to make a small point which I think is important. Between 2014 and 2019, Rahul, Mr. Modi's popularity was so high that he was even able to pull his party in state elections where they were otherwise not the #1 party. BJP was not the #1 party of Maharashtra. It's after 2014, Mr. Modi pulls it up. 10-12%, they even do very well in state assemblies. After 2019, looks what starts happening.
What happened in December in the assembly elections?
Sir, just a minute. December, we can come back to December, but 2019 to 2024, 1 minute.
Rajdeep.
The BJP in Himachal Pradesh, in Haryana, in Jharkhand, even in Bihar, in state after state, Mr. Modi alone cannot pull up the state unit. Mr. Modi is still very popular in Maharashtra. But Maharashtra's own leaders, BJP own leaders, are not happy with the kind of compromises they've made to stay in power. Some stage, it may cost them in a Vidhan Sabha. I agree with you, Lok Sabha, it won't cost them because that becomes Modi versus who. But what happens in your state units? Therefore, Rahul Verma makes an important point. Will the BJP go the way the Congress did? After 10, 20 years, because it makes these compromises.
You can wish that if you like.
He asked a question.
But you see, politics, what happens today doesn't influence voting patterns 20 years down the line. I think that makes no sense at all to me. Now, coming back to your question, Modi ji, he was able to pull several assembly elections initially, but you are saying subsequently he did not do so. Because, you see, once you have pulled an assembly election, the local performance and local leadership has to hold there. People will hold every government accountable.
You accept that?
Why not?
Okay.
I think.
So I want to press the pedal and go to Gujarat and Goa, and then we have to go to the east, and then we have the big national picture. So Gujarat comes up on your state next. I want to spend very little time here because it's one-way traffic as one-way traffic can be. I mean, it's like whoosh. There's no comparison. 62% vote share projected in favor of the Bharatiya Janata Party in Gujarat. I mean, 6 out of 10 people, they just want
That's the highest so far in the country.
6 out of 10. And we're not even dealing with the smaller states like a Himachal or an Uttarakhand. In a big state like Gujarat, 62%. The Congress had 32% vote share. That's come down even further to 26, down 6 from the last time. Let's now come to seat shares. If you've got 62% vote share in a largely bipolar contest, I mean, you don't need to be Yashwant Deshmukh to do the calculation. You can do it yourself. It's 26, but 26 for the BJP in. They want their man back. They want their boy back. Like, he look at how hard he's working. A Gujarati fixing this country. We want him.
If
back.
I was a Rajya Sabha BJP MP who's told to contest Lok Sabha, I'll say, "Mujhe Gujarat ki seat de do."
Koi bhi de do.
Koi bhi seat Gujarat ki de do, Vadodara de do, Gandhinagar de do. GVL also is ready to contest from Gandhinagar. You see, that's the one state where every politician will feel a relative sense of security. I think Gujarat is
there is little difference from contesting a Rajya Sabha and a Lok Sabha. Is that what you're saying?
No. I'm saying that a Lok Sabha...
As safe as better.
It appears the safest state for the BJP, Rahul, and I don't think there's much to discuss about that. Prime Minister Modi in Gujarat is, really, his popularity is at an all-time high in a way.
It's the true, like you were discussing parallels with American elections, like you've got along the coast and in mid-America, this very clear divide between Republican Democrat states. This is as Republican in Indian context as Republican.
And GVL made a point that don't look at what happens 20 years from now. But I just for a moment want to pause because one of the first elections I covered was 1990 Gujarat. And at that time, the BJP had to back the Janata Dal Gujarat of Chimanbhai Patel to prop him up to form a government.